The Lord said to Moses, "Come to Pharaoh, for I have hardened his heart and the heart of his servants, in order that I may place these signs of mine in his midst, in order that you tell into the ears of your son and your son's son how I made a mockery of the Egyptians, and that you tell of my signs that I placed in them, and you will know that I am the Lord." So Moses and Aaron came to Pharaoh and said to him, "So said the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, how long will you refuse to humble yourself before me? Let my people go, and they will worship me. If you refuse to let them go, behold, tomorrow I am going to bring locusts into your borders. They will obscure the view of the earth, and no one will be able to see the earth, and they will eat the surviving remnant which remains for you from the hail, and they will eat all your trees that grow out of the field. And your houses and the houses of all your servants and the houses of all the Egyptians will be filled, which your fathers and your fathers' did not see since the day they were on the earth until this day." Therewith he turned and left Pharaoh. Pharaoh's servants said to him, "How long will this one be a stumbling block to us? Let the people go, and they will worship their God. Don't you yet know that Egypt is lost?" Thereupon Moses and Aaron were brought back to Pharaoh, and he said to them, "Go worship the Lord your God. Who are going?" Moses said, "With our youth and with our elders we will go, with our sons and with our own daughters, with our flocks and with our cattle. We will go, for it is a festival of the Lord to us." So Pharaoh, said to them, "So may the Lord be with you. Just as I will let you and your young children out, see that evil is before your faces. Not so. Let the men go now and worship the Lord, for that is what you request." And he chased them out from before Pharaoh. The Lord said to Moses, "Stretch forth your hand over the land of Egypt for the locusts, and they will ascend over the land of Egypt, and they will eat all the vegetation of the earth, all that the hail has left over." So Moses stretched forth his hand over the land of Egypt, and the Lord let an east wind in the land all that day and all that night. By the time it was morning, the east wind had borne the locusts. The locusts ascended over the entire land of Egypt, and they alighted within all the borders of Egypt, very severe. Before them there was never such a locust plague, and after it there will never be one like it. They obscured the view of all the earth, and the earth became darkened, and they ate all the vegetation of the earth and all the fruits of the trees which the hail had left over, and no greenery was left in the trees or in the vegetation of the fields throughout the entire land of Egypt. Pharaoh hastened to summon Moses and Aaron. He said, "I have sinned against the Lord your God and against you. But now forgive now my sin only this time, and entreat the Lord your God, and let him remove from me just this death." So Moses, left Pharaoh and entreated the Lord. The Lord reversed a very strong west wind, and it picked up the locusts and thrust them into the Red Sea. Not one locust remained within all the borders of Egypt. But the Lord straightened Pharaoh's heart. He did not let the children of Israel go out. The Lord said to Moses, "Stretch forth your hand toward the heavens, and there will be darkness over the land of Egypt, and the darkness will become darker." So Moses stretched forth his hand toward the heavens, and there was a thick darkness over the entire land of Egypt for 3 days. They did not see each other, and no one rose from his place for 3 days. But for all the children of Israel there was light in their dwellings. Pharaoh summoned Moses and said, "Go worship the Lord, but your flocks and your cattle shall be left. Your young children may also go with you." Moses said, "You too shall give sacrifices and burnt offerings into our hands. We will make them for the Lord our God, and also our cattle will go with us. Not a single hoof will remain, for we will take from it to worship the Lord our God, and we do not know how much we will worship the Lord until we arrive there." The Lord strengthened Pharaoh's heart, and he was unwilling to let them out. Pharaoh said to him, "Go away from me, beware. You shall no longer see my face, for on the day that you see my face, you shall die." Thereupon Moses said, "You have spoken correctly. I shall no longer see your face."